My name is Daniel. I am 42 years old and I live in southeast London. I am an executive for an international plastics company. I have a beautiful wife, 2 rambunctious children, and a dog named Bongo. At first sight, you would say we are the very image of a perfect family. If you look around our flat, you would see photos of us at family picnics, selfies in the London Eye, and beautifully serene vacations around Europe. Waking up this morning to tickle fights and being slapped in the face by a confused and enthusiastic dogtail is the beginning of every romantic comedy we hope to live. I would love to be Daniel forever. But today is my last day. Today is always my last day. Allow me to explain. This isn't a suicide note to my beloved family. In fact, I met them all for the first time this morning with the aforementioned tickle fight. Yesterday, my name was Jake. I was a 26-year-old sailor on leave in Norfolk, Virginia. I had an amazing boyfriend of 2 years. In fact, if I was still Jake today, I was intending on proposing to the love of my life. Well, the love of a life. The day before that, my name was Sarah. I was an 18-year-old high school graduate during beach week. Let me tell you, I have woken up to my first hangover more times than I care to remember. I have been every age from 13 to 85, every sex, every race, every sexual orientation, and every gender identity. All of my lives have been unique and beautiful in their own way, but none have truly been my own, and none have lasted longer than 23 hours and 59 minutes. The first time it happened, I thought it was a dream. I thought it was an elaborate nightmare that I couldn't wake from. But then, when I died in my dream, I didn't wake up in my bed or even my body. I woke up with a whole new set of memories and people surrounding me. I thought I was going mad. The first few times my days ended in psych wards, bathtubs surrounded by pools of my own blood, and even skydiving sans parachute. But every morning, I woke up anew. A new body, a new history, a new everything. Eventually, I grew accustomed to my fate and had to find a way to live 23 hours and 59 minutes at a time. I never know how I'm going to die, but I do know it will happen without fail. Besides my own hand, I have been struck by vehicles, burned alive, shot by jealous lovers, had trees fallen on me, stung by a bee, drowned in a pool, and aneurysms galore. There have been some lives I have led that, when I wake up, I know exactly how I will die, and others it's a complete mystery. For example, when I was Jake yesterday, I was jostled awake by a very orally talented Marine, and the morning before, Sarah was tied in the trunk of a car. Both very different scenarios starting out, and very similar endings followed. Jake was subsequently stabbed in the back by a homeless man whom I neglected to give change to, and Sarah is yet another incident teen who was murdered by a local serial killer. I will say, I'd rather have Sarah's fate than Jake's, hand over fist. Dying alone is much easier than dying with people you love around you. You never want to see people crying over you when you are trying to get to the other side. I think that is why pets hide when they know their time is coming. Honestly, it draws out the pain longer because you cannot concentrate. It's like someone pounding on the door when you are constipated and trying to take a shit. Leave me alone and let me go. So far, I have lived 2,543 different lives, and I've died 2,542 times. So, by now, I am definitely the foremost expert at dying 101. If you did your math correctly, you would have figured out I have been doing this close to 7 years now. I am not really sure what caused my, as I call it, curse to appear, but I think it had something to do with the way I lived my first life. Well, my life. My first name was Robert Raintree, but my friends called me Billy the Kid, and not in a loving way. I was quite the spoiled brat, to say the least. I came from a well-to-do family in Manhattan. I had everything going for me. Money, looks, women, men, cars, you name it. I easily got it. But, like every cliched playboy, eventually it all caught up to me. I made many enemies. From the doorman I never tipped in my penthouse, to the jilted spouses of my many lovers. I did not leave a good impression on this earth. What finally did me in, though, was not an accident or a grisly murder, but good old-fashioned karma. Literally, I was killed by karma. I was leaving the hotel from a one-night stand with a married senator. Classy, I know, and there was a torrential downpour. My private car was running late, and I was not one to wait around. So, I found a cab, pushed the little old lady who originally hailed it out of my way. She fell to the ground, and I got right in. Again, I was the epitome of class. The cab itself was disgusting, as most cabs in Manhattan are, ripe with rancid body odor, sticky floors, and stains of all kinds of fluids. That alone should have been my punishment, to be honest. Fate had other things in store, though. As I was exiting the cab, I slipped, fell, and hit my head. I fell into a coma and stayed like that until one day I woke up in my second life. Max, a dirt farmer in Idaho. I honestly feel bad for Max's family. Like I mentioned before, I thought I was dreaming the first time it happened. So, when I ran headfirst into a wood chipper in front of my family, I thought it would wake me straight up into Billy's fantastically easy life. But when I woke up as Samantha, the pregnant runaway, I knew something was very wrong. Since then, I have learned that I am not dreaming, and my actions, though no longer Billy's, have real consequences. I learned that unfortunate bit when I woke up in a psych ward as Max's son, who apparently got a mouthful of dear old dad's soup 2 years prior. I don't know what cosmic being is doing this to me. Maybe I am not alone, and this happens to us all, but on different time spans or circumstance. Perhaps I am just being punished by having to live the hardest day of other people's lives for them. And, for all I know, saints, when they die, get to live everyone's best orgasms. I have come to accept this as my punishment. I am not sure if there is a way out of it. I have tried to live with dignity and help people as much as I have hurt them in my past. But even that isn't enough, it seems. Maybe there is no way out. Maybe I am destined to play out someone else's final day for the rest of eternity. Or, at least until people cease to exist. If there are no more people, there would be no more lives to live. Then maybe I can finally stay dead. Maybe one of these days I can jump into a world leader and speed things along. One can only hope. Hello, sinister listeners. If you've enjoyed this story, then you'll find all the author's information in the description below. For more content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to succumb to the sinister.